Now coming up to the third theory, we have traditional approach, right? So this approach is also known as intermediary approach, and it lies between the two extreme theories, that is net income theory and net operating income approach, right? So it lies somewhat between these two theories. Now what happens is, this theory says that cost of capital can be reduced or the value of firm can be increased with the help of debt, okay, but that debt equity should be optimum or judicious, right? That means to only a certain extent the total cost of capital can be reduced and overall value of the firm can be increased, right? After that certain level, the cost of capital will start rising and the value of the firm might remain constant or it might decrease. Clear? So in this we have three stages, basically first, second and third stage. Okay, we are going to understand this with the help of the diagram as well. So let's see what happens in the first stage. In the first stage, what happens when we employ debt in the capital? Okay, by employing more debt in the capital, the overall cost of capital declines due to low cost advantage of the debt. You know that cost of debt is less than equity. Why? Because on debt you have to pay the interest that is tax deductible, right? Whereas in equity you have to pay the dividends, and dividends are not tax deductible. Therefore the debt is considered the cheaper source of finance than the equity, right? Therefore the total cost of capital is going to come down and the overall cost of the firm will increase by employing the more debt in your capital structure. Okay, going further, we have the second stage, which is also known as the optimum value, right? In this optimum value, there is a stage where the value of the firm will be maximum and the overall cost of capital is going to remain constant by applying more debt, right? If we go beyond this stage is the third stage, also known as the declining value. If the firm keeps on increasing the debt in the capital structure, this is going to increase the total cost of capital. Why so? Because when we are going to employ more debt, more interest has to be paid on the debt. Okay, when more interest has to be paid along with the principal, it is going to increase the risk of equity shareholders. Now equity shareholders will also demand more profits or returns. Why? Because risk has increased in equity shareholders. With the increase in risk, there is increase of profits as well, returns as well, isn't it? So overall cost of capital will increase if we are going to keep on increasing the level of debt beyond the optimum value. Now let's understand this with the help of the graph. This is the degree of leverage and this is the cost of capital on your y-axis, right? Over here you can see we are increasing. Initially we have started increasing the debt. Okay, we have started increasing the debt, and here we have is the cost of equity. Now cost of debt is less than the cost of equity, right? Therefore till here, from here the total cost of capital is decreasing. However, if we keep on increasing the debt, what is happening? This has become constant, right? This is stage 2. and this is the optimum level where the value of the firm will be maximum. And if we go beyond this stage, if we keep on increasing the debt, see, the cost of debt has also increased along with the increase in the cost of equity, and there will also be the increase in the overall cost of capital as well. I hope you've understood that there are 3 stages in traditional approach, right? What happens in the first stage? If we keep on increasing the debt, right? Debt is increased, total cost of capital decreases, market value increase, right? In second stage, that is also known as the optimum level. Over here, what happens if we increase the debt, total cost of capital comes down and market value is maximum. However, in the third stage, if we keep on increasing the debt, the overall cost of capital also increases. Why? Because increase in cost of debt increases the cost of equity as well. I hope it is clear to you. Understand this traditional approach with the help of an example, okay? There is a firm with net operating income of rupees 2 lakhs and the total investment is of 10 lakhs. So we have 3 cases. First case is where there is no debt, okay? So when we have no debt, the equity capitalization rate is 10%. So let's compute this. Firstly, we have EBIT, that is 2 lakh rupees. Okay. On this, no interest has to be deducted because no debt is there. So this is the entire earning of the equity shareholders. This is the earnings of equity shareholders. Now we have to compute the market value of the equity shareholders, right? So market value of the equity shareholders is whatever is available to the equity shareholders into your equity capitalization. So this comes out to be 20 lakhs. This is the market value of shares. So, and the market value of debentures or debt is 0 because you have no debt. So if we total it up, this is the total market value of the firm, right? And now we have to compute the cost of equity, that is EBIT upon market value of the firm. So over here the EBIT is 2 lakh rupees divided by the value of firm, that is 20 lakhs, right? Into 100, this comes out to be 10%. Okay, now let's take the second case where the firm uses rupees 4 lakh debentures, okay? And the equity capitalization rate is 11%. Beside that, the cost of debt is 5%. That means 5% interest has to be paid on rupees 4 lakhs. Okay, let's start doing. Firstly, we have is EBIT, that is 2 lakhs. On this, interest has to be deducted, right? Because we have debentures of 4 lakh rupees. On the debentures, 5% interest rate has to be paid. So that means 5% of 4 lakh is 20,000. So whatever is being left is of equity shareholders, right? These are earnings of equity shareholders. And market capitalization in second case is 11%, right? So 1,80,000 into 100 by 11, this gives you around rupees 16,36,336. So this is the value of the market value of the shares, right? In this, you're going to add market value of your debentures, that is 4 lakh rupees, right? So now summing up both these, we get 20 lakhs, 36,000, so on and so forth, and this is the total value of the firm. Computing the cost of capital, we have EBIT divided by the total value of the firm. What do we get? We get approximately 9.8%. right? Okay, now we have the third case where the firm has increased its debenture to rupees 6 lakhs and equity capitalization rate is 13% and the cost of debt is 6%. That means 6% interest has to be paid on rupees 6 lakhs. Starting of the question, we have EBIT, that is 2 lakh rupees minus interest. How much interest has to pay? 6% of 6 lakh rupees, that is 36,000, right? So we are being left with 1,64,000. So these are the earnings of equity shareholders. Okay, now we have to compute the market value of shares, that is 1,64,000, and what is the equity capitalization in this case? 13%, right? So we get around 12,61,536 rupees. We have to add the market value of the debentures, that is 6 lakhs, and the total market value of the firm. By adding the value of the shares as well as the debentures, we get 18,61,536, right? This is the market value, and the cost of capital is 2 lakhs, that is EBIT, divided by the market value, that is 18,61,536. Over here we get the cost of capital as 10.7%. Now please note down the over here cost of capital in all the three cases. Along with this, please also note down the value of the firm in all the three cases. Now what have we seen? When we increase the debt, right, we have increased the debt from 0 to 4 lakh rupees. In this case, the market value of the firm has increased and the total cost of capital has reduced. In the third case, if we have further increased, when we have further increased the debentures, what has happened? The total value of the firm has decreased and the total cost of capital has increased. So what can we say? That we can say that if we keep on increasing the debt in the firm, right, the cost of capital is going to come down and the market value will increase up to a certain level only. I hope this is clear to you guys.